Hey guys, welcome to the level 2 algebra prep questions. This is question 21 in this series. So today's question is this one right here. As usual, pause the video, try the question out by yourself, guys. See how far you can actually go with this question. Okay, I'm hoping that you guys didn't try to rearrange this question with all the logs, because yeah, that could just mess up quite a few things. But I'm going to show you guys how to actually go about doing this question. So one thing to kind of look at when you look at this question is that you're thinking of, I've got logs, I'm probably going to rearrange it with some exponents and try and solve it. But here's a tip for you guys when you're doing these types of exam questions is when you actually have three terms and it equals to 0, you're most likely dealing with a quadratic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down this equation here, quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c. And I'm hoping you guys can see this, that log 2x squared, and there's a relationship between log 2x squared and log 2x. So what I generally ask my guys to do in my classes, I basically say to them, write down u. U is equal to log of 2x. Okay, so when you do this, what happens is that ugly looking equation at the top now changes into 8. Because it's log 2x, we can rewrite this as u squared minus 2 of log 2x, which equals to u, minus 1 is equal to 0. So what you have is you've actually got a nice quadratic formula right there. And you just need to factorize the quadratic and solve for u. So I'm going to, I mean, obviously, guys, you can actually do this in your graphics calculator and get your two answers and be off on your way. But because I am making a video and I'm just got to do this because I obviously can't pull out my graphics calculator here. So I've got 8 times negative 1. Oh, wait, I'm just going to write that down here. 8u squared minus 2u minus 1. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 8 and add up to negative 2. So in this case, it's going to be negative 4 and positive 2. So then I've got 8u squared minus 4u plus 2u minus 1. And then, of course, I need to factorize by parts. So I've got 8 4u, so I've got 4u as a common factor, which would be 2u minus 1. And then on this side, I've got plus 1 as a common factor, which is 2u minus 1. So the next step is 4u plus 1 is a common factor, and 2u minus 1 is another common factor. So what I do is I go back to my quadratic, and I can write that up as 4u plus 1 multiplied by 2u minus 1 is equal to 0. So then I've got 4u plus 1 equals to 0, or 2u minus 1 equals to 0. In the first case, u is equal to negative quarter. In the second case, u is equal to a half. But remember, we've actually trying to figure out what x is. We've just figured out what u is. So we got to go back and substitute into this equation to actually try and figure out what x is. Now, what I'm going to do is on the side here, so we keep watching, I can actually rewrite this whole u equals to log 2x as 2 to the power of u equals to x. Okay, because that's the base, that's the 2, the power's on the edge. So going from there to here, then I can say x is equal to 2 to the power of u, and then I've also got x is equal to 2 to the power of u here. 2 to the power of u here. So in my first case, I've got 2 to the power of negative quarter. And in my second case, I've got 2 to the power of half. And guys, so basically that's what our two answers for x are. I guess in hindsight, I mean, like this is my own question. That's why I've got some really ugly looking numbers. But hopefully in the exam, they give you some nice numbers to actually work with, nice fractions or something like that. So in this case, my x is equal to 2 to the power of negative quarter could be written as 0.8409, and then 2 to the power of half is 1.4142. So yeah, I mean, I do apologize for the final two answers being such ugly decimals, but hey, that's what happens when you try to create questions on the fly. But anyway, guys, that's basically it for this little question here. Just be careful, because sometimes you might get some negative answers. You need to double check. But anyway, don't worry about it. I'll do another question very similar like this in the near future, and I'll show you guys the differences. Okay, but yeah, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.